Is life a comedy? I think Paul can tell us a lot about this, but you'll get your time. So the candidate that we're going to hear now will be live from London, because as I was saying earlier, unfortunately he's sick with COVID. And he could not come to France. And obviously, and he's got a star's name already, he's called Nick Murphy from Sanofi. That rings really nicely, doesn't it? Nick Murphy. Okay, Nick, the stage is all yours.
Thousands of years ago, in ancient Greece, stories were told of gods who played on human beings for their own amusement. Zeus and his fellow Olympians watched down from the heavens. Like puppet masters, they interfered with human lives and watched our trials and tribulations for their own entertainment. I think we've all felt like that before, right? I was meant to be in Paris tonight with you, having an amazing experience, but I got COVID. I was thinking, is this some kind of sick joke for someone else's amusement? Life is indeed a comedy. It's a sequence of humorous events where the character struggles through to reach a goal. It's a comedy even when it feels like a drama, even in the darkest times. At the end of last year, my granddad passed away. I was very close to him. He was a very important person for me growing up. And I was asked to speak at the funeral. If anyone has had to do this before, to speak at a funeral for someone you love, you'll know this is a difficult thing to do. Understandably, everyone was upset. We were crying for the loss of someone so important to our family. When it was my turn to speak, I decided to tell some funny stories about my granddad. Like the time he turned up to collect me from school with a bright pink umbrella. My friends turned to me and said, "Nick, who is that strange man?" I was 9 years old. I was embarrassed. But my granddad said, "Nick, it takes a real man to have a pink umbrella." And as I told these stories, my family began to laugh. They smiled and they remembered the good times with my granddad. They remembered the kind of man that he was, and it was a celebration of life. Have you ever laughed so hard that you cried? That's how closely those two emotions are linked. Even in the darkest moments, there's always a place for laughter, because life is a comedy. Now, I believe I'm the only British person speaking tonight, so I'll tell you what it means to be British. You get in your German car and drive to an Irish pub to have a Belgian beer. Then you go home to sit on your Swedish sofa and have an Indian takeaway. And some Brits still think that Brexit was a good idea. Do you feel like we know each other a bit better now that we've shared a laugh? You're 30 times more likely to laugh with other people than you are on your own. Laughter is a form of communication, and it's at the core of all of our socializing. It's a bit like yawning. When you see someone else do it, you can't help but do it yourself. Laughter is present in every culture around the world, and it's so universal that it goes beyond language. I don't care what country you're from, what religion you are, whether you prefer Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. Harry Potter's better, by the way. But it doesn't matter. Laughter unites us all despite our differences. And if that's not proof that life is a comedy, I don't know what is. You know, we all make mistakes. We have our flaws and our little moments of shame. But laughter is always there to help us overcome failure and to accept ourselves for who we are. Have you ever heard someone say, "One day you'll laugh at this"? Guess what? It's true. Because laughter is also a sign of maturity. Sometimes we're able to laugh at ourselves when we understand that life is a comedy. And even more than a comedy, it's a Shakespearean comedy. A sequence of amusing events where the main character struggles through to overcome adversity. I think that's the perfect definition for life. Each of us is on a journey, whether you're a lawyer, a rapper, a comedian, or an actress. Whoever you are, we all have our ups and downs, and we're all trying to succeed. And if you embrace life as a comedy, if you laugh along the way, through the hardest times, to connect with others, or just to accept yourself, then you'll get there in the end. So, I didn't make it to Paris tonight, but guess what? Life is still a comedy, because it means I get to do my whole speech in my pajamas. Thank you very much.
Nick Murphy, thank you so much. You look like $1 million, or like James Bond, I can't decide, but you can do it again because he's doing it from home. Enjoy. It's all for you. Thank you so much, Nick. Take care.